What's up, guys? TCMuze. Let's get into a little Lofi Soul Vibes. Alright, today guys, we're cooking up some Lofi Soul Vibes inspired by Smile High and the main squeeze. Kind of like a lo-fi producer meets a jam band type of combination. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it. Today we're at 88 BPMs. My quantize is 16th note triplets at 75% strength and sensitivity. Let's go ahead and start with these drums, all right? For the drums, we got something new. Again, like I told you last week, I got a new toy, Addictive Drums. So here we're using, let's go back. Here we're using the Modern Soul kit, the Modern Soul pack, and we're using the Tear It Up preset. I did a little changes here just to kind of tailor it to my needs, but with Addictive Drums, you can kind of go in and just intuitively make the changes that you like. All right, we're gonna start with this kick snare pattern, but the snare is like a combo snare. All right, so it's not just gonna be a snare, it's gonna be a snare, a rim, and a clap all at the same time. I mean, you'll see what I'm talking about. Let's get into it. All right, that's kind of dope, right? We're gonna give it even a little bit more of a swung feel. So we're gonna take the snares, we're just gonna go ahead and grab them all here, take off our quantize, and we're just gonna nudge these ever so slightly, maybe about 5 or 6 ticks to the right so the snares fall a little late. Let's go ahead and try 5. I actually went ahead and did 10. Let's see how it sounds. Works for me. Let's go ahead and keep moving. Next up, we're just going to put in some hi-hats. Last thing we're going to do for these drums is layer in just another combo clap. We use Burnt Hues from Native Instruments, and we're just going to take this clap and layer it on top of the combo clap that we made ourselves, just to thicken it up a little bit. All right, let's take a look at the clap that we're using. As you can see here, it's kind of got like a stacked clap, so it doesn't start immediately. If we scroll in here, we'll see that it starts with a clap, and then there's like 3 other transients after it. So for this, in order to get this to sound right, we're gonna have to trigger it just a little bit ahead of the beat so it falls with the rest of our snares. All right, let's do it. Hey man, if you made it this far, do me a favor. Like and subscribe. Appreciate you. All right, next up, we're gonna put in our first melodic instrument or harmonic instrument. We're gonna go to the Rhodes. For that, we're using Arturia's Stage 73. We're using the butterfly effect preset. All right, let's go ahead and get this in. Of course, I'll explain the keys later in the lesson after the session, so stick around for that. But right now, let's go ahead and get it in. By the way, we're in the key of B flat major. All right, let's do it. All right, cool, I think we got it in, but want to do a quick little bit of editing. Let's take this out here. It looks like I got some little flub notes here. And lastly, one of these notes here in the last chord is just louder than what I want it to be. There it is. Yep, definitely was that E flat. So we're gonna take that E flat and just pull it down there, tuck it in there with the rest of them. All right, I think we're good to go and move on to our next instrument. All right, next up, we're gonna put in a little guitar, but it's gonna be MIDI guitar, just to lay down like a solid kind of foundation to reinforce what we already have with the Rhodes. All right, and for that, we're using IK Multimedia's Sample Tank 4, and we're using this dotted eighth clean preset. Let me show you how they have it processed really quickly. Boom, a little jazz amp, EQ, a little more EQ. I did this EQ myself, and then the Black 76 and a little digital delay. Real clean sounding. Gonna fit right nice in the pocket of what we're doing right now. Let me go ahead and get it in. There'll be chords on the screen, all right? Next up, we're gonna hold down the fundamental, take care of the low end, and for that, we're using IK Multimedia's Moto bass. I went ahead and set up one of my own presets here, starting with their 70s J bass, moved up where I was picking the strings up to closer to the neck to get a darker, more muted sound. Put some flat wounds on it. Let's see what I did in the studio. Boom, boom, boom. Compressed it, no EQ, no octaves, no nothing. Just did a little compression. Probably pulled back a little bit to make things just a little bit darker. Yep, added no mids, added no treble and pulled down the treble here. The mids are kind of up there, interesting. But I got the sound that I want using this J-Bass preset and then modifying it to my liking. All right, let's go ahead, hold down this low end, get this bass line in. All right, you know what's next? Had to put in a little real guitar, grab the Yamaha Rev Star. I'm gonna go ahead and just put in some chords real quick, do a little finger pricking. Let me show you how we went ahead and processed it. Here we go. We're using Guitar Rig. We're using the No Worries preset. I may have tweaked that a little bit, just made the delay a little bit more on time, and then also went in and shaved off some of the bottoms and the top here with this solid EQ. Just to get it to sit in the mix a little nicer, because I don't need a lot of bottoms, I don't need a lot of top. This is really kind of a mellow track that we're putting together, so I know I can just go ahead and shave some of this off. Anyway, let's go ahead and get it. You'll see the chords up there. All right, let's do it. All right, let's put in a little more guitar. This time we're just gonna do a little muted pattern on one string, just kind of plucking one note, just keeping it nice and easy. For that, we're using amplitude. Let's let it pop up. Yeah, there we go. We're using this jazzy preset, which is basically a Fender Deluxe reverb type of preset. Again, go ahead, cutting off a lot of the lows. And then lastly, using Baby Audio's Comeback Kit at a quarter note kind of delay. All right, let's go ahead and get this in. Should be nice and easy. You know what we're doing, right? Go ahead, do what we need to do. Do what we need to do. Wrap this up, keep the studio nice and tidy. I know you guys are probably getting tired of me saying it, but you know, keep reiterating. Keep it nice and tidy. Declutter the studio, declutter the mind, so you can get all that melodic goodness coming in from the ether. There we go. How about that? That's better, right? All right, let's go ahead and put a little something extra on top, just some little sprinkles to, you know, tickle the high register. All right, and for that, we're using Sampletron, not Sample Tank. We're using Sampletron, and we're using this fairy tale piano. Let me go ahead and jump in here right quick. All right, so we had all three of the parts blended, but the piano part, which is part B here, I turned it down. You see the other ones are at like maybe 4 o'clock. The piano I turned down to noon because I really just wanted the top end fluty type sound. You see the two flutes on the sides and the piano in the middle. Turned that down because I wanted more of the flute. Anyway, this Sampletron is kind of nice, man. You got a couple of different like aspects that you can go in, tweak, get under the hood. It's you know, pretty nice. Here, let me show you how you get under the hood. Boom, there you go. Take the lid off. Anyway, let's go ahead and get this little top part in. I think we're just going to, you know, put a little sound effect type jam in. Let me show you what I'm using here. I'm using this rising preset, and it is from the factory bundle. So I think if you have Analog Lab Pro, you probably have this rising preset. What we're going to do is just drop this in like on the third beat of the last measure, just to give it some type of just a small swell. All right, let's go ahead and get this in. Since we're doing that, I'm just going to go right here to like the end. Let me put this back on so we can start right here on the last bar. And then we can just, you know, get it in for the last bar. We ain't got to go all the way. Nice. I think we got everything we need. Maybe even a little bit too much. May have overdone it, but that's okay. We'll arrange it to kind of pull out a few bits and pieces. All right, let me take a second. I'll go ahead and put a little sequence together. Give me a moment. I'll be right back with you. All right, I think we got something nice. Let's go ahead and hear what we have. But be reminded, I'm going over the chords in the lesson after the session, after I play the demo, so stay tuned for that. I appreciate you guys. Of course, stay up. Let's hear what we got. TCM. You made it to the lesson after the session. Do me a favor, if you made it this far, drop a keyboard emoji down in the comments. All right, let's get to breaking down these chords. Like I said before, we're in the key of B flat major. I'm gonna go ahead and throw all the chords up on the screen that we're gonna use. Let's go ahead and jump into it. So the first chord we're using is a C minor 9, then we're going to a D minor 7, back to that C minor 9, then a B flat major 7, and finally a B flat dominant 13 sus 4 chord. All right, let's go ahead and get it. Let's spell them out. All right, for that C minor 9, we have a C in the left hand, a B flat, D, E flat, and G in the right hand. Sounds like this. Then we move to a D minor 7. We got a D in the left hand, A, C, D, and F. In the right hand, sounds like this. Then we go back to that C minor 9. Here we go. Then we go to that G minor 9, which is going to be a G in the bass in the left hand, followed by F, A, B flat, and D in the right hand. Sounds like this. Then we go to that B flat major 7, which gives us a B flat here in our left hand, A, B flat, D, and F in our right hand. And then from there, to get that B flat dominant 13 sus 4 chord, B flat again in the left hand. Then we have an A flat, C, an E flat, and a G. All right? Sounds like this. All right, those are the chords. We spelled them out. Let's go ahead and play them around together. I have the metronome on, so you guys can play it with me if you can. All right. All right, those are the chords. That was the progression. Thanks for hanging out at the lesson after the session. And if you want to see more videos like this, click here.